morning and welcome to Judaism Today. There are so many different aspects of Judaism that inspire us. For some, it's the ruach, it's the spirit of davening or the singing of a kumzitz. For some, it's the intellectual rigor of the Talmud. And yet for others, and for so many, it's seeing themselves as part of the chain of Jewish history, part and parcel, a link in this chain, the next chapter in the book, part of this transmission, this heritage spanning thousands of years going back to Sinai and Abraham. And this is encoded and embedded in the very concept and posture of Semicha itself. You see, the term Semicha, which today means rabbinic ordination, originates in this week's Parsha for the way in which Moshe transferred his leadership to Yehoshua, to Joshua. And what he does is, he places his hands on Yehoshua's bowed head, and he blesses him and gives from his own spirit to him. And on one level, you look at this picture, and you see the master, Moshe, giving over of himself to Joshua. But the posture of the bowed head, which is something Moshe Feinstein notes, also speaks to the reverence and respect and willingness to receive from the previous generation. You know, in Judaism, we put such an emphasis on our Masorah, on our traditions, who we are, where we came from. In Judaism, our tradition is that the previous generations were greater than us, which is an idea which is so different from modern Western thought. But as Jews, what could inspire and should inspire us is where we recognize we come from this long, distinguished, noble line of spiritual heroes, intellectual giants, Torah leaders, who are transmitting this precious gift of God's Torah and God's tradition from generation to generation to generation. And to me, there's nothing that captures this image greater than the image of Semicha painted in this week's Parsha. When Moshe places his hands on Joshua's head, and Joshua bends his head to receive Moshe's blessing and Moshe's spirit, that is the greatest symbol of this. And this is why so many Jews give their children this blessing Friday night. You know, Friday night when our kids come from shul, we give them the blessing, Yivarech Hashem V'Yishmerecha, and we place our hands on their head. And part of that blessing I always felt was that they should feel like they're this link in the chain. They should feel that they're receivers from their parents of our incredible gift of tradition of Judaism, this precious gift that God has given us. And this is the abiding message of the posture of Semicha. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Judaism Today. If you did, please make sure to follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, or check into our podcast wherever podcasts are listened to. And we look forward to hearing from you more.